Ghana continues to record recurrent fire outbreaks in major markets across the country. The Kumasi Central Market has not been spared, neither has the Kejetia Market. The ravaging effect of the Wa Central Market fire left in its wake loss of wares and stalls that cannot be recovered. And then, on the morning of July 5th, 2021, boom! Makola Market went up in flames. Lack of access to the fire scene was cited as one of the reasons it took so long to bring the fire under control. The Ghana National Fire Service has indicated on various occasions the great difficulty it faces in having access to fire scenes at marketplaces in order to bring these fires under control. The Odorna, Kaneshi, Liberty House, Medina, Kantamanto and Koforidia market fires are just examples of some of the many fires that have destroyed businesses and livelihoods in recent times. Life becomes even more difficult, especially in instances where these businesses are not insured. Homes have not been spared either. A couple of years ago, a story building under construction at Cantonments, Accra, collapsed, killing the owner instantly and causing severe injuries to some of the workers at the site. These two incidents are not isolated ones. They are frequent occurrences, and this should be a source of worry to us. Need we be reminded of what a famous actress, Helen Mirren, once said? Quote, "I don't believe that if you do good, good things will happen. Everything is completely accidental and random. Sometimes bad things happen to very good people, and sometimes good things happen to bad people." Unquote. Perhaps yes. It is often unpredictable to tell when an unexpected event will occur. No one knows tomorrow is a popular conviction that says it all. There's therefore the need to be prepared against the uncertainties of life. Fire outbreaks, collapse of buildings, and accidental breakdowns are typical examples of the realities of life. It is needless to state that the resulting effect of these mishaps can be devastating and very costly. Fire is a good servant, but a bad master. Fire here, fire there, fire everywhere. Buildings collapsing in the south, in the north, the east, and the west are not spared. Memories of the twin fire flood disaster of June 3, 2015, where over 154 people died and hundreds suffered severe burns resulting in permanent physical disabilities, are still fresh in our minds. Though this cannot be said to be a total relief, it is important to note that the insurance industry paid over 750 million Ghana cedis in claims in the June 3 incident alone. There are several other fire claims that insurance companies pay every now and then. Claims arising out of the collapse of the Achimota Malcolm building in 2012, leading to the death of some 9 persons, are not readily quantifiable. In the last quarter of 2020, the collapsed Achim Batabi Church building in the eastern region, leading to loss of lives and injuries to many congregants, became the talk of the town. Even though these horrific tragedies may not have been entirely avoided, the aftermath of destruction, death and injury would have been better managed with insurance compensation to victims and indemnity to rebuild the church. This documentary throws more light on the need to insure commercial properties and some requirements that will make it easier to insure businesses, especially those in densely populated market areas. Churches and other religious places of worship where people congregate can also take commercial insurance policies to cover their properties and liabilities. The Atomic Junction gas explosion still resonates in our minds. Many businesses and homes still suffer needlessly today because they do not have insurance cover for their domestic and business premises. Whether in large corporate firms or thriving commercial shops, there's a need to protect one's business. Yes, God is in control even in times of disaster, but God would expect us to take the right step to protect ourselves physically too, especially when a practical and largely affordable means exists to do so. The new Insurance Act of 2021, Act 1061, makes it compulsory for business entities to insure their properties. However, many are yet to comply. The law, per sections 218 and 219, make it mandatory for all commercial properties, either under construction or completed, to have valid insurance certificates displayed at their business premises. These requirements existed in the Insurance Act of 2006, Act 724, Sections 183 and 184. The compulsory property insurance is to provide financial protection against legal liabilities arising from accidents that cause property damage, bodily injury, or death to members of the public, including owners. One question on the minds of many is usually whether occupants or tenants of commercial buildings can also benefit from taking fire insurance on their businesses. Yes, they can, because they may be held liable by the public in the event of a disaster. In sections 218 and 219 of the Insurance Act of 2021, Act 1061, commercial building means building to which members of the public have ingress and egress for the purpose of obtaining educational or medical services, for the purpose of recreation or transaction of business. Based on this definition, a church or any other religious place of worship can be classified as a commercial building. These places of worship are generally not considered as business centers. However, by definition, the laws applicable once people converge to worship and are exposed to risks categorized under commercial properties. It is important to have them insure their church buildings because they could be held liable for structural collapse, fire, or flood, leading to injuries or deaths to members of their congregation or any other person within their religious premises. The NIC occasionally collaborates with the Ghana Police and Fire Service in a series of enforcement exercises to ensure that the laws are complied with in the interest of owners, occupiers, and the general public. Dr. Justice Ofori, the Commissioner of Insurance, made it clear, however, that though such enforcements are backed by law, the Commission does not take delight in prosecuting persons found to be culpable. The Commission prefers to sensitize and engage people to make them understand the implications of not having insurance cover for their properties and wares.
Insurance actually gives you much protection because you're actually sacrificing a token for a very high loss that you might unfortunately experience in the future. I would appreciate getting the trade associations together. I mean, these fires always happen. And I think as we, insurance company, we have a responsibility to make sure that business is secured and safe so that society will run, the economy will run well. They, like us, also have a responsibility to make sure that their members also are well protected. We will actually enlighten them on what insurance is all about, and then they can also let us know the needs of their members. Let's not wait for the unfortunate to happen, but let's be more proactive.
He lamented the fact that many people spend fortunes in setting up businesses, but have a foot-dragging attitude towards paying relatively affordable premiums to protect these investments.
In Ghana, we have something we call commercial fire insurance. That is fire policy or property insurance for commercial entities. So if you run any commercial outfit, by law, you need to have fire or property insurance on the property. People who come onto your property to transact business, as soon as it might is, and you are responsible for their well-being.
He used the opportunity to clear any ambiguity regarding what property insurance covers. According to him, property insurance is the same as fire insurance, as the term is used interchangeably in certain Western jurisdictions and is conventionally acceptable anywhere in the world.
By virtue of the fact that you own a property, makes you liable to anyone who gets injured, especially for entrance into your property. or your property causing damage or injury to any other person. So you have a legal liability towards others. But the law in Ghana states that once it's for commercial purposes, then it's compulsory, you need to have it.
Indeed, fire is not only the risk covered. Other perils such as earthquake, flood, thunderstorm are all covered under fire insurance. Opting for a commercial combined insurance policy is the solution to all the risks owners of commercial properties are exposed to. In simple terms, a commercial combined policy is like a big shopping bag in which commercial property owners drop the class of insurances required for their property and its operations in. KGM Industries is a typical example of a commercial entity that has benefited from claims, enabling it to bounce back into business because of their commercial combined policy. In spite of the low understanding of the need to insure commercial properties, many organizations understand the essence of being insured, as did KGM Industries Limited, a plastic manufacturing company that has been in existence since 1994. The company recognizes the need to insure its facilities, workers and visitors to their premises. With 2 major fire outbreaks at their property in 2020 alone, the executive director of KGM Industries, Mr. Manoj Kapoor, has this advice for business owners.
Whether it is a small business or the big business or corporate or multinational, there are so many efforts are going on for from thought process to the making it to reality and making it things to happen. And there are so many unfortunate things which can happen to the business, which can be definitely taken care of by taking the insurance. You cannot get everything back, but at least major part of it you can back, and definitely you are back to onto your standing where you were there if you are having the business policies or insurance policies with the insurance.
In the case of Kingdom Books and Stationery, the management of the company ensures that every life, property and visitor to their facilities across the country are duly protected by generally affordable fire insurance premiums. The company also fell victim to a fire outbreak, but because of the appropriate insurance cover in place, they smiled back into business with claims paid to cover their losses. Nobody willfully plunges into a dangerous river without knowing its true depths. That would be considered suicide. This perhaps explains the reason some insurance companies shy away from insuring properties and shops around enclaves such as Ordona and other congested locations due to the high risk such areas pose, particularly with respect to accessibility in the event of fire outbreaks. Some traders at Ordona and Makola shopping areas, which have suffered fire outbreaks leading to the loss of several hundred thousands of Ghana cedis, expressed regrets for not having insurance and wished they did before the unfortunate incidents.
Insurance anka we ya be eno ani se anka makoho e maka ka chom se sei na atomi na omo so emwa anka metimi di aboa me no omo di amame e se ya ma anye mi ntimi nko ba bia nkoje mwa
ile kele kwa insurance e ma fe kwa no na eba tu amine shugwa ba ha mishkai o next time e ma fe insurance ko ni kalo go ba na anya tu amine ape nja tu fe sha la fe do fi ana sha mu so fe sha mi.
The Commissioner of Insurance, Dr. Justice Ofori, was, however, of the expert view that although insurance companies are mindful of the risks they accept, they are not barred from insuring businesses located in congested environments. The onus lies on the owners of such business locations to make their environments safe and easily accessible in the event of disaster. Traders in these spaces have also been advised to keep their business surroundings clear of debris and to engage only ECG-certified electrical professionals for their wiring to prevent or reduce the probability of a fire outbreak and flooding respectively. These are basic requirements necessary for insurance companies to engage traders and insure them against fire and allied perils. The Commissioner also called on insurance entities to be more proactive in their business relationship building with the publics by encouraging their prospective clients to ensure that they have fire extinguishers in place. They free their environments of debris and also ensure easy access, among others, as part of the processes leading to the insurability of their stalls and wares. This will make it easier for every trader to be insured. Leaders of some trade bodies have called for the inclusion of insurance premiums into levies charged by the municipal and district assemblies in such high-risk areas are not far from right. However, this is what the Commissioner of Insurance had to say.
If you bring a premium as a collective premium for a group of people, then it becomes a challenge when you are actually assessing benefits when there's a loss, because it's coming as a package. Because every individual has a different stock. Someone might be selling jewelry, someone might be selling alcohol, someone might be selling cloth, someone might be selling just cotton wool, and the value of their stock different. Maybe the AMA can take an insurance premium to insure the buildings or the market, but not the stock.
With this in mind, district and municipal assemblies are advised to design such facilities with structures that pose little or no risk, and insurers would readily have them insured. There must be no congestion on passageways leading to stalls and shops when officers of the fire service arrive at the scene of a fire. With a premium of only about 0.25% of the value of their properties, the National Insurance Commission is therefore encouraging members of the business fraternity to make it a part of their budgets to have compulsory fire policies for all the properties in which they operate. It is therefore necessary to be reminded of Sections 218 and 219 of the new Insurance Act, which requires all owners or occupiers of commercial organizations to obtain compulsory fire insurance for completed buildings or those under construction, which members of the public visit for educational, medical, commercial, recreational or business transactions. A member of the Fire Fund Committee, Mr. Pakwesi Educhum, has this to say.
What we are trying to advocate is to advise and also inform all property owners with commercial base to try and insure their properties and then the occupants.
Fire insurance stickers are to be displayed in the business premises. Color blue signifies a building under construction, while color red signifies a fully completed business premises. These are often randomly inspected by the authorities. The NIC, together with its stakeholders, is in the process of developing a software that will enable the inspecting authorities and the general public to verify the validity of such stickers in real time, as they will be linked to a central database containing records of all insured commercial properties. The general public is also advised to watch out for these stickers as they enter any commercial property or public place in their own interest. Life is full of risks, and insurance is a guard against such risks. Insure your business, as it is not only required by law to do so, but it also makes business sense to have your investments protected from fire and its allied perils through insurance. The hard truth about fire is that it destroys, and destroys ruthlessly. If you fail to accept this truth, you risk learning it through accidents with devastating consequences if you have no fire insurance.